When was the last time you avoided checking your bank account because you already knew it wasn't good? Yeah, that's not bad luck. That's a pattern. You earn, you spend, you feel that pressure in your chest, and then you do it all over again. Not once. Not twice. 4 years. And here's the part most people never realize. It has nothing to do with how much money you make. There are people making 6 figures right now, still stuck in the exact same cycle as you. So what's actually going on? There are 7 money mindsets. And one of them is silently controlling every decision you make with money, every swipe, every excuse, every "I'll fix it later." Miss this, and you stay stuck. Spot it? That's when everything starts to change. The avoider mindset. He acts like his bank account doesn't exist, until it suddenly feels like a problem he can't ignore. That quiet anxiety builds up in the background, messing with his decisions, his sleep, even his confidence. This is one of the most common patterns in financial psychology, and it kills progress before it even starts. Real talk? You can't fix what you refuse to face. And deep down, he knows that avoiding his numbers is costing him more than just money. Think about how in Spider-Man: Homecoming, Peter ignores the small responsibilities at first, chasing bigger thrills, until everything spirals. That's exactly how this mindset works in personal finance. He's not lazy, he's just overwhelmed, and avoidance feels easier in the moment. But here's the twist: just 5 minutes a day checking his finances can completely shift his money habits. It sounds simple, almost too simple, but that's where the power is. So what does that actually look like? He opens his banking app every single day, no excuses, no drama. He tracks what came in, what went out, and asks one question: did this move me forward or backward? That's financial education in action, not theory. Over time, this builds awareness, and awareness leads to control, and control is how you start learning how to make money instead of just reacting to it. Now here's where it gets interesting. Once he stops avoiding, something unexpected happens. The fear starts fading, but a new challenge shows up. He realizes he's been playing defense his whole life. Paying bills, surviving, staying afloat, but never actually building anything. And that's where most people get stuck without even realizing it. So what happens when survival becomes the only goal? The survival mindset. You wake up thinking about bills, not opportunities. Rent, groceries, credit cards. It's like your brain is stuck in survival mode 24/7. This is where a lot of people get trapped in personal finance, constantly reacting instead of planning. And here's the hard truth: if all you ever think about is staying afloat, you'll never learn how to make money in a way that actually builds freedom. Survival keeps you busy, but it doesn't move you forward. It's kind of like the pursuit of happiness, where Chris Gardner is fighting just to get through the day. You feel that pressure, that urgency, that weight, but what most people miss is this: survival was his starting point, not his strategy. In financial psychology, staying in that mode too long rewires your thinking to expect struggle as normal. And once that belief locks in, your money habits start reinforcing it without you even noticing. So here's where you flip the script in a simple, almost underrated way. You start saving, even if it's just $5 a week. Yeah, $5. Not because it will make you rich overnight, but because it trains your brain to think beyond survival. That tiny action tells your mind, I'm not just surviving anymore, I'm building. This is real financial education, small, consistent proof that you're capable of more. And once you start doing that, something shifts. You're no longer just reacting to money, you're starting to control it. But then another pattern shows up, one that feels even more subtle and way more dangerous. Because what if the real problem isn't how much you make, but how you feel every time you spend? The emotional spender mindset. You don't always spend because you need something. Sometimes you spend because you need to feel something. Stress, boredom, frustration, it all turns into quick purchases that feel good for a moment. This is one of the most overlooked patterns in financial psychology, and it quietly drains your personal finance without you realizing it. The problem isn't the money, it's the emotion behind it. And if you don't catch it, your money habits will keep running on autopilot. It's like those scenes in Friends where Rachel shops to cope with stress, convincing herself it's just this once. You've probably been there too, right? That little voice saying, "You deserve this." And yeah, you do deserve good things, but not at the cost of your future. This is where most finance tips fail, because they ignore the emotional side of how to make money and keep it. If you don't control the feeling, the spending controls you. So here's the move that changes everything. You pause for 24 hours before any non-essential purchase. No exceptions. That delay creates space between the impulse and the action. You start noticing the urge instead of obeying it. Write it down, question it, even laugh at it sometimes. This is real financial education, training your brain to respond, not react, and slowly rewiring your relationship with money. And here's the twist: once you gain control over emotional spending, you start seeing something uncomfortable. It's not just emotions holding you back, it's timing. Because deep down, you know there are things you should have started already, but you keep pushing them off. So what's really behind that "I'll start later" mindset? The "I'll start later" mindset. You keep telling yourself you'll get serious about money, just not today. Maybe next week, next month, or when things calm down. But let's be honest, when does life ever slow down on its own? This mindset feels harmless, but in personal finance, delay is expensive. Every day you wait, you're missing chances to build better money habits and actually learn how to make money work for you. It's like in Stranger Things, when they hesitate instead of acting fast, and that delay makes everything worse. You're not stuck because you don't know enough finance tips. You're stuck because you're waiting for the perfect moment that doesn't exist. In financial psychology, this is called decision paralysis. You overthink, you delay, and your inaction quietly becomes your biggest financial risk. So here's the shift: you take one small action today. Not tomorrow, not later, today. Track one expense. Cancel one subscription. Move $10 into savings. That's it. Simple, clear, and immediate. This is how real financial education works. It's not about doing everything. It's about doing something consistently. Action builds momentum, and momentum changes everything. But here's where it gets tricky. Once you finally start taking action, you might fall into another trap that feels productive, but actually keeps you stuck. You start consuming more and more information, but somehow, nothing really changes. So what happens when learning becomes a form of hiding? The information collector mindset. You watch videos, read books, save posts, and it feels like you're making progress. But when you look at your bank account, nothing really changed. This is one of the sneakiest traps in financial psychology, confusing learning with doing. Personal finance isn't about how much you know, it's about what you apply. And if you're not careful, all those finance tips turn into noise instead of results. It's like in the Big Bang Theory, where they know everything in theory but struggle to apply it in real life. You might know about investing, budgeting, even how to make money online, but knowledge without action doesn't pay bills. This is where a lot of people hide without realizing it. Learning feels safe, action feels risky, so you stay stuck in preparation mode. So here's the rule: every time you learn something, you apply one piece immediately. You watch a video about saving? Transfer money right away. You read about cutting expenses? Cancel something the same day. This is real financial education, execution, not accumulation. Over time, these small actions compound into powerful money habits that actually move your life forward. And here's the part most people don't expect: once you start taking action consistently, your mindset begins to shift. You stop seeing money as something you chase, and start seeing it as something you can build. But that shift comes with a whole new level of responsibility. So what does it really mean to become a builder? You stop chasing money and start building it, piece by piece, like something real and controllable. Instead of asking, "How do I survive this month?" you start asking, "How do I increase my income this week?" That shift alone changes everything in your personal finance journey. This is where strong money habits are born, because now, you're not reacting anymore, you're creating. And once you taste that control, it's hard to go back. It's like Iron Man, where Tony Stark doesn't wait for solutions, he builds them from scratch. That's the energy you bring into your financial psychology. You don't need a massive opportunity, you just need a small one you can act on. Maybe you pick up a freelance gig, sell something you don't use, or learn a skill like copywriting or basic investing. These aren't just side actions, They're proof that you know how to make money on your terms. So you start setting a weekly target, increase your income, even if it's by $20 or $50. You test things, you adjust, you improve. That's real financial education in motion. Over a year, that mindset can add thousands to your income, not because of luck, but because of consistency. You're building a system, not waiting for a breakthrough, and that's what separates people who grow from people who stay stuck. But here's the deeper layer most people miss. Once you start building money, there's a question that hits you differently. Are you actually in control of it, or just managing something you don't fully understand yet? Because the next mindset shifts everything, and it's not just practical, it's personal. The steward mindset, biblical principle. You stop seeing money as something you own, and start seeing it as something you manage. That shift alone changes how you handle every dollar. Instead of asking what do I want right now, you start asking what's the best use of this. This is where personal finance becomes deeper than numbers, it becomes responsibility. And in financial psychology, this mindset is what separates temporary success from lasting wealth. It's like The Chosen, where responsibility and faithfulness in small things lead to bigger trust over time. The principle is simple, but powerful. Whoever is faithful with little will be faithful with much. That means your current habits matter more than your future income. If you can't manage $100 wisely, $10,000 won't fix that. Real financial education starts with discipline, not dollars. So you get intentional with every decision. You budget with purpose, you give, you invest, you avoid waste. You treat your money habits like a system you're responsible for improving daily. Maybe you start allocating 10% to saving, 10% to investing, and track every move weekly. These aren't just finance tips, they're proof that you're in control, not your impulses. And over time, that control builds something most people never reach, stability with peace. And here's what most people don't realize: once you master how to manage money, the game changes again. It's no longer just about keeping or growing it, it's about aligning it with a bigger vision for your life. So the real question becomes, what are you actually building all of this for? Now think about this for a second. Which of these mindsets have been quietly controlling your life without you even noticing? You remember how overwhelming it felt to avoid your finances, to live in survival mode, or to spend just to feel better. But now, you're starting to see the pattern. This isn't just about money anymore, it's about taking back control of your decisions, your habits, and your future. So what's one small move you're actually going to make today? And listen, don't let this just be another video you watch and forget. If this hit you in any way, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because you don't want to miss finance tips that can completely shift your money habits and your money mindset over time. This is how real financial education happens, step by step, with consistency. The more you show up, the more you start to understand how to make money, keep it, and grow it without feeling lost. Here's the truth most people won't tell you: knowing this is powerful, but applying it is what changes everything. If you're ready to go deeper and actually build a system that helps you create passive income streams, eliminate debt, and stay mentally strong even under financial pressure, there's something waiting for you. A practical guide that connects your financial psychology with real action, so you're not guessing anymore. Click the link in the pinned comment now and start transforming your finances today. Check out the material holistic health, nourish your mind, balance your finances, transform your life, and see exactly how to organize your money, build disciplined money habits, and create a clear path toward financial freedom. This is your moment, don't let it pass.